Right then, it's motor room time! And not just any old motor room. A totally awesome 1960s Otis relay controlled with memory, with lift chooser and with mechanical logic device motor room. Totally awesome! So then, exactly what are these lifts? So these are lifts from the 60s, and back then you didn't have any computer controls whatsoever. You couldn't use any of the ways that people nowadays would think of controlling. So it was all done with relays to create the logic. So a relay is just like a switch. You've one bit of electricity, switches another bit of electricity, and then you put them in the right order to create your gates like AND or XOR and all of that. And you just build it up until you create your logic system. Isn't it ever so old-fashioned way of doing it? And it's ever so amazing at the same time. Now then, you can have quite simple lifts with relays. It's quite simple. You just have like press a call, lift goes to the floor. Yep, quite simple. But this is much more advanced. Otis, Schindler and Express are like extremely advanced and are really worth stretching the limit of what you can actually do with relay logic. So then, these lifts aren't just simply press a button, lift goes to the floor. This is so much more complicated. As well as this, these lifts also have memory. So the actually members of different calls that you press. You've got the inside calls on both lifts, the outside calls up and down on the outside, and it remembers all these different calls. And the lifts have to then go and serve them in the right order. So rather than just press a button, goes to the floor, it actually remembers each call and goes and serves them all. When it gets to the highest call, it then goes down, serving the calls in a downward direction. It has to do it in the right order so it serves all the calls correct. Now then, another thing these lifts do is levelling. So it doesn't just go up to the floor and stops, it goes up at so much speed when suddenly when it gets to the right point, it slows down, does the next bit slowly, and this bit always has to be controlled with relay logic. So if it's gone past the point where it slows down, someone presses that floor, it can't just suddenly stop. All of it has to be controlled, so it does it all in the right way and doesn't mess up. All of that is done entirely with relays. No computer still, no typing out a bit of code to get it to work. No, entirely with relays to do it. Ever so advanced. And as well as this, the most advanced thing about this is the lift chooser. So then you've got two lifts here, you press a button on the outside, and well, with some simple lifts, if both lifts want to use, would send both lifts to that floor, because it just simply see the call and both lifts would move it. With these lifts, it's far more advanced. It actually chooses which lift is best to serve the call. Now you might think nothing about this modern day electronics, but with relays, this was like stretching the limits of what you could do with relay logic. This is incredibly advanced. It's just amazing that I could do such a complicated thing simply with just old-fashioned relays, ever so advanced all the time. And as well as this, these lifts aren't entirely relay controlled. These lifts also have a mechanical logic device. Now this is because with all this complexity to the relay logic, the more floors you have, the more exponentially complex the logic gets. Now because it's all relay logic, you have to manage so many different things with relays, and the way to manage this logic is not do it entirely with relays, but also to have this mechanical device. And as the lift moves up, it's on this tape, and this tape has holes in it, pulls around the mechanical logic, so it's not a belt, because that would slip over time and go out of sync. It's a tape, so it always stays in sync with the lift. And as the lift moves up, this thing spins round and creates and removes circuits as it goes. Now this is a mechanical logic device and forms part of the relay logic. It's incredibly advanced, and because you've got this, you can do things which would be a lot more harder with just pure relays. So the lift can just see, where's the lift? If this call appears, is it high? Is it lower? Which way do I go? Lift user can see which lift's closer to the call. All of that sort of thing is done through the mechanical logic device. It's just amazing. This thing spins out, ever so custom built. You just see nothing like it nowadays. It's just amazing. Watching this mechanical logic device is like watching a work of art. It's just amazing. So let's take a look at this awesome motor room.